Hi, this is Phoenix Genesis for PhoenixGenesis.com and our two YouTube channels, Phoenix Genesis and Frag Camp. So it's so cold out. I want to be nice and comfy and take a little nap. Leaving in like 2 days to hike the Pacific Crest Trail. My boyfriend said, this is kind of cool. You're hiking on Earth Day. And I don't know if it is, but anyway, I'll look it up. But that's kind of is cool, being in tune with the earth. Having said that, I don't want to be too in tune. I do want to, I'm very survivalist, I'm very minimalist, but I also want to be comfortable. So that's what I want to talk about today. That sometimes being too minimal is not too comfortable, and there's a limit. If I can't get a good night's sleep and I can't recover, it's game over. And I mean, that's why I test and test and test my sleep system, and I have a lot of different alternatives and try to get comfortable in different ones. And I like hang the hammock in the house, test, and make decisions. So I'm gonna go over the 3 pads. I'm not gonna recommend using an accordion foam pad in a hammock. It's just miserable. It moves around, it's sticky. Same thing with the car window shade. It's just horrible. The underquilt is of course ideal if you talk to any long-term die-hard hammock campers. Unfortunately, we have the desert and where there are not always trees and above tree line in the Sierras, so underquilt is not coming in this part. I'm trying to fit everything in a 22-liter flash backpacks. Gotta make decisions. So I'm going to show you 2 Thermarest, one self-inflating, one you have to blow up, and my flash. So let's start with the this one right here. This is a little over a pound. It's actually the same weight as the flash, which is 1 pound and 7/8 ounces with the case. This is 7 ounces and 7/8 ounces, so almost 8 ounces with the case. A lot of weight savings, but just not worth it in my opinion. Now this is the Thermarest Trail Scout Small. This is the Boy Scout pad. It's self-inflating. No need. You know, when you're tired, you're exhausted, you're at altitude, you know, not fun to blow up an air pad. And this one self-inflates. It did puncture because my cat put a claw in it. We needed to trim her nails and she was bored, and Suki punctured it. So this is durable. It is not a fault of the pad, it's a fault of my cat. And this one's only $40. So if you're on a budget, this is the way to go, because you could get 2 for the 3 for the price of this one, 2 and have enough money for a deuce of spades or a buff for that one. And then if one punctures, you can have another one shipped to you if you don't like to repair them, or it's just beyond repair. Yeah, bear got it. Mountain lion was like clawing it. Anyway, this is good. It's short, so it's all I need. You know, if you're into torso length, you put your pack under your head or your feet. You know, you only need torso length. It stays nice in the hammock. It gives the hammock a nice shape. The only problem is for the 22-liter, it's just too bulky. I don't want to put on anything on the outside of my pack, especially an air pad that could be poked and punctured. It's great if you're going, if you got 45-liter up pack. I really love this pad. It keeps you warm, and if it does puncture, I found when it was puncturing, I was still using it, and when it was totally deflated, and what I loved about it was the fact that it actually kept me warm still. So that's an advantage. The other ones, they deflate, it's game over. So this still keeps you warm. The only problem at home, you do have to store it in its memory foam, so it has to be stored in its position. So that's how the cat ended up getting it, because I moved it for a minute and she's like, bored, I'm gonna poke it. So anyway, took this last year on the PCT in my Sierra City southbound shakedown hike. It was miserable in the hammock, and I also slept in ground too with it, and it was just not comfy. I rolled off it, it flew out, it crinkled. Not as much, it didn't bother me as much. Mine doesn't crinkle as much, I guess, as other people complain. But anyway, it was just miserable. I don't like it, and I would not take it again. You know, I would use it, you know, maybe for my dog when we're you know, like car camping or something, but that's about it. And I would put, of course, something on top of it like a foam pad too. So that's probably it. I mean, maybe my boyfriend would like it, but no, not for me in the hammock. So no, actually though, I do say where it is okay, it's okay in my 1 pound tent, because that's only 5 feet, and I need something small, and it is light, and it doesn't move around in there. So especially if I've got a, you know, a bivy system set up in the tent, my mosquito bivy, it's fine. So that I would use it for. Now the flash air pad is the one I love in the hammock. It is just absolutely comfortable. It's big enough that it covers my head, it covers my feet. I just wrap a scarf around me. you know, again, it's not that, you know, you can take the stuff sack, put clothes in it if you want an extra pillow. I don't bring any extra clothes, so that's not an option for me. Actually, I could stuff it full of like leaves and make that if I wanted an extra pillow. I don't like a pillow in the hammock. They all pop out, you know, just like, that's another thing. The Climate the inflatable 2.5 ounce pillow was a no-go, never again. Anyway, at least for a hammock. So anyway, this was great. I took it in the Sierras. I was always warm with it in 2016, and all I had was garbage bags and aluminum foil. I cowboy camped in the rain and hail for a week with this, and the only time I was cold was Sally Keys Lake, because I was in a meadow like an idiot. Oh, look at the nice little meadow, it's so grassy and soft. And no, it was an angle, and I kept rolling into the dog and rolling off because I was in an angle and all the cold air pulled out. And then in the morning, Ray's like, and I'm like, oh my god, the bear's gonna get me, I gotta get up. Oh, I can't move my back. I have to go to the bathroom too, and I can't move my back. I'm like paralyzed in the middle of the Sierras. And I got up, and you know, Ray kind of scared I saw it was deer. They ran, and he's like, oh look, I scared him off. I'm like, damn it, I didn't get a picture. But anyway, that was the only time I was cold and uncomfortable. And again, it was campsite placement. I cannot say enough. It's not just the gear, it's knowing some survival skills and knowing what's warm and comfy, and that's trial and error. You learn. Anyway, that's it. I hope you help. I hope this helps everybody, and I will be bringing trail magic out there when I come. So anyway, that's it, Fuse Genesis. See you on the trail.